Honorable Davis Opoku, you may start reading.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, for this opportunity to make a statement on the high attrition rate in Parliament and the need for reforms in political funding and candidate selection processes. Right Honourable Speaker, I rise to address a matter of significant importance to the stability and advancement of our democracy, the high attrition rate in Parliament. Over the years, numerous capable MPs have lost their seats due to systemic challenges rather than a lack of competence or dedication. Today, I seek to identify the causes of this issue and propose practical reforms to safeguard the integrity of our parliamentary system. Right Honourable Speaker, the high attrition rate in Ghana's Parliament is a complex issue that affects all political parties. For instance, within the New Patriotic Party, from the 7th to the 9th Parliament, 94% of MPs lost their seats, leaving only 10 out of the 169 MPs remaining. This turnover undermines the institutional memory, disrupts the continuity of governance, and deprives Parliament of the expertise of experienced legislators. The primary drivers of this problem, Mr. Speaker, include the weak enforcement of the Political Parties Act 2000, which mandates that political parties disclose their funding sources, but we all know that enforcement has been weak. This has allowed financial considerations to dominate party primaries, prioritizing wealth over competence. Mr. Speaker, the second point is the cost of politics. Campaigning and sustaining a political presence are prohibitively expensive, compelling MPs to finance constituency activities from their own resources. This leads to financial strain and allows wealthier individuals to overshadow competent MPs during elections. Mr. Speaker, the third point is the contentious candidate selection process. Political party primaries are often divisive and financially driven, undermining the merit-based selection. My fourth point, Mr. Speaker, is the misunderstanding of MPs' role. Many constituents view MPs as local development agents, leading to unrealistic expectations. MPs are often replaced when they fail to meet their expectations, even if their legislative performance is strong. Mr. Speaker, the fifth point is the lack of government reform. The inability to elect MMDCEs has shifted development responsibilities for local leaders onto MPs, further distorting public perceptions of their roles. Mr. Speaker, my proposals for reform include: 1. Strengthening enforcement of the Political Parties Act 2000. The Act provides a legal framework for regulating political parties, especially their finances. However, Mr. Speaker, enforcement remains inadequate. To reduce the influence of money in politics, I recommend strict enforcement of financial disclosure requirements. 2. Penalties for non-compliance by imposing sanctions on parties that fail to adhere to financial transparency rules, and regulating political funding. Mr. Speaker, building on Act 574, Ghana should enact a comprehensive political funding legislation to level the playing field. This law should include public funding for political parties, i.e., allocating funding based on electoral performance to reduce dependency on private financiers. We should also campaign spending limits. We should cap campaign expenses to curb excessive spending like we see in the UK. Mr. Speaker, transparency and accountability. Parties must publicly disclose donations, including amounts and donors' identities. Mr. Speaker, one major cause of high attrition rate in Parliament is the divisive and financially driven nature of candidate selection within political parties. Mr. Speaker, Ghana can draw inspirations from Argentina's PASO system, introduced through Law 26574 in 2009. Mr. Speaker, the PASO system allows all registered voters, not party members, to participate in party primaries. All parties hold primaries on the same day to ensure fairness and transparency. And candidates must secure a minimum percentage of votes to qualify for the general election. This process is supervised by an independent electoral authority to ensure credibility. When Ghana adopts this PASO system, it's going to promote fairness and reduce the meritocracy that we see in our political system, ensure transparency under the Electoral Commission's oversight, and foster unity within parties by minimizing internal disputes during primaries. Mr. Speaker, the Constitution should be amended to elect MMDCEs. This would empower local government leaders to oversee development projects and allow MPs to concentrate on their legislative roles. We need to strengthen the National Commission for Civic Education to inform the public about the roles of MPs. Sufficient funding should be allocated for campaigns to clarify the difference between legislative duties and development responsibilities. Mr. Speaker, my set point is that I propose reviving Parliament's earlier plan to construct dedicated constituency offices nationwide to strengthen the connection between MPs and their constituents. These offices would provide a permanent platform for MPs to effectively engage with their constituents, address concerns, and communicate their achievements. While pursuing the goal of constructing constituency offices, I suggest the two interim measures. Assemblies, MMDAs, could offer MPs office spaces within the administrative facilities to serve as constituency offices. Parliament perhaps could consider leasing office spaces in constituencies for MPs, ensuring accessibility and continuity in representation. Parliament should support both approaches by providing logistical assistance, including basic furnishing and professional staff, to maximize the effectiveness of these offices. Mr. Speaker, I conclude by calling on this House to prioritize these reforms to secure the future of Ghana's democracy and ensure that Parliament remains a bastion of competent and experienced leadership. Thank you very much, Right Honourable Speaker, for the opportunity.